I thought today's video could be about hair. And that's the sign, H-A-I-R, you just pull on it, not H-A-R-E, which is a rabbit. So H-A-I-R, hair. Because everybody gets their hair cut and we want to describe it, and how do we describe it? And there are some signs, and then there's gestures and classifiers. And so, like, my hair is straight, and then because I went down, you already know it's long. If I wanted to say that it was really long, like it was years and years ago, I would just go really long, or you can just do it to your waist. Hair's long, and then do the waist length or knee length or whatever, like my mother's was. So you can describe that, and so mine is straight. But then you can describe curly hair, and so you can do curly hair, your open five hand, kind of in a claw shape, a little bent, and it's curly. You shake it, it's curly. If you want to show that it's in ringlets, then you would do the ringlets. It's in ringlets. Some people do that. They'll curl their hair where it's in ringlets. And oh, cool, pretty. Then you could say, oh, it's short. Or it's, in a bob. Now, a lot of people are cutting it really short. If it's like close to their head, you would do the Y hand shape. This is the sign for shave. And then you would kind of go behind the ears, like a barber, and you would do it all like this. If you're trying to describe this hairstyle, they have it all like this and all like this. And then on top it's curly, that's kind of popular. Or it's real thick, they have it thick, and they do like this. When I was in interpreting school, we had a deaf man to come and visit, and he was a leader of the community, and his name was Walter, and he was showing us his sign name was Walter, W for Walter, and he said it used to be this, and he said, why would it change? And we were just brand new students, we didn't know, and he said when he was younger, his hair was wavy, so this would be wavy, so it was Walter, and now that he was older and it was bald, it was just Walter or Walter, right? So we got a big kick out of that. So if you're bald, you have your open 8 hand, and you go around in the middle, and that's bald. Bald. And wavy, if it's wavy on top, you would do, not Walter, you would do the wave, right? Or it's big waves. If the hair is thick, then it's thick. If it's thin, it's thin. And like if you're describing someone's hair, it's like, oh, it's so thin, and we want to say fine, like a baby's, right? So you can say thin and soft, the same as a baby. That's how you would describe that. Soft is fine hair. If it's thick and coarse, like mine, it's a little bit rough. You could just do, you wouldn't do, or it's rough, but it's a little bit rough. And that means because it's not, it's not that soft baby, hair. And so then people have a cowlick, so it'll be like a cowlick, and make sure you use those facial expressions, because then it shows like, oh, it's doing all this weird stuff. And because people's hair does really different things, because it could be like red and curly. It can be, now blonde, I've seen 2 different ways. I've seen blonde, or actually the really sign for blonde hair is yellow hair. So I've seen yellow and I've seen B, right, for blonde. Either one is fine. And I think this is more because it's English, and that's okay too. Brown. And then if you want to do it gray with a G, gray, and some people do this, the color for gray, it's a mixture. Some people, my mother would always say salt and pepper hair if someone was getting gray, so you would do salt and pepper. I don't think they say that anymore, because people are dyeing it, and they'll dye it gray when they're not even gray, or just a little bit gray. And then if they had it in a mohawk, right? In a mohawk, I have to get further out. A mohawk on top of your head, a mohawk. Or some people will have like, you can say a strip or a mohawk. Or they have have this bright pink, hair, and it's short and it's spiky, because it sticks out, right? You put that gel in there, and it sticks out. And they can have it, cut short, or they go to the salon, to the hairstylist, and they want to get it cut short, or no, long, straight, curly. They want a perm. You can spell it, but a perm is if someone had straight hair, and they're like, oh no, they had a perm, right there, frizzy, an afro, a fro. If it's braided, then you would do the action of braiding, or one big braid, or many braids. That would be like the sign for cornrows, something like that. I wouldn't do cornrows, but I would do braid, all over their head. Then you can say like you want a barrette, it's a clip. Bangs, you can describe them. Have bangs. You can have bangs. You can have bangs. So, or a sweep of the hair, or feathered. When that's feathered, but feathered would be more like, right? Because they're cutting it to where it's all has these ends, so it'll be feathered. Or you can say layers and say layers, or layers. So that's how you would describe the hair in different ways. So kind of be imaginative. Look at your friends and see how they're wearing their hair. And like I say, guys sometimes are a little bit easier because they'll shave it here and have it thick here, or they're bald. Or sometimes they'll have it long and then they'll put it in a bun. So a ponytail or a bun, you could have a bun, you could have it because you're holding it. Like if you could hold it, where you put the rubber band, so that's up here or back here or back here. It depends on where you're putting that rubber band and where you're putting that bun. So you could say, oh, they have a man bun, right? Or just a ponytail, it's long, something like that. So make sure you describe with those classifiers and those different gestures. So just kind of experiment with your own hair. And so like you can say, oh, they dyed it blue. It looks like it's turquoise, a T. Pink, like I have a friend that every year in October, that is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and she always dyes her hair this bright pink for the whole month. And then for November, she dyes it back to her normal hair color. But so some people will do that. And so I know another interpreter that her hair is in a mohawk and it's always this bright pink. So you can recognize her in a crowd or at the front when you see that, that pink, that bright pink is her. So you can say they have dark hair, black, light hair. Light is also a color. Light hair, if you're kind of describing it, it's light, or it's brown, it's light, or it's a strawberry blonde or blonde. And so you could have it, it's a light color now, or I want it more darker blonde. Those kinds of descriptions. Or there's a little bit of gray streak in there, or I want blue streaks mixed with pink or whatever colors. I mean, I see other people have these different colors in their hair, and they dye it, so it's just a lot more fun. So and one of my sons would dye his hair like this. It always reminded me of a baby chicken yellow, and it was a pretty color, but he was when he was a young teenager, he was dyeing it that color, and then when he would have it shaved into a shape of a spider web. So anyway, everyone goes through those hairstyle things, and so you can describe it, and it is kind of fun to describe people's hair. And sometimes you're going, how would I describe that to another person who's not seeing it, who can't see it? And so that's why I discuss a lot about visualization. And so see it first and then try to describe it. And sometimes it's hard, or you're going, that's just, it's too much or whatever. But do the best you can, because it can be fun. Don't let it become frustrating because you can't describe the situation clearly. Because other people can ask questions, and then you can go, oh yeah, or no, or whatever. So their hair's thin, or it's, because we use the word fine. And what does that mean? Is it thin? Is it soft? Is that when you say it's fine? And so sometimes that's what you're saying. It's not like thin, they don't have a lot of hair. It's thick, but it's really soft. Or their hair is I had this one Asian coworker, and her hair was thick, but she goes, your hair, if you took each hair strand and we took it and we compared it, hers was thinner than mine. So she always said that she had thin hair, but it was thick. You know what I'm saying? She had a lot of hair. So think about it, how you would describe people's hair, your own hair first, and then other people's hair that you can see, or their new, their hairstyle, and how they're cutting it. Are they shaving it here or shaving the back and leaving it long like a mullet? That type of thing. So it can be fun. So remember, if you can't remember some of the signs on the hand shapes, go back to the lower numbers and see the hand shape signs. So I hope you have fun today describing and looking at people's hair and thinking about how you would describe that without using words. I'll see you next time. Bye.